Okay, so what we're going to do today is congruent triangles. So obviously, congruent might be a word that we're not used to, but all it is the two triangles are said to be congruent if they are exactly the same size and shape. So size means, so if you have a look here, they're indicating down here with this triangle. See, they've got indicated the length of that one is that with two lines, but they've also said this triangle has that same length there. So that's exactly the same. And then if you look here, this is the same. So these are, if you measured those things, they would be the same distance, okay? So we can say these triangles are exactly the same if their lengths are the same and also their angles are all the same. So we have an 85, we've got an 85, we've got a 75, 75, and we've got a 20 and a 20. So congruent means they're exactly the same. So what they'll do is they'll just be maybe twisted differently or labelled with different letters. So this, when we label a triangle, what we do is we often put a symbol of a triangle, and then we just give, often they call them the vertex or the corners, if you like. We just write ABC. I could write, it's not wrong if I write BCA. It's still the same triangle, okay? So don't worry if you write that. And so this triangle down here, the corners are D, E, and F. Yeah, so I could write that. Okay, we may see in our lessons too, sometimes they use this symbol angle. So that means angle, and they'll put three letters. So they wrote F, D, E. When they say that, what they're actually referring to is the angle and the one in the middle. Okay, so if I had to find, if they said find angle FDE, that means it's this one, yeah, 75, I'd write 75. So all you have to do is just pick the middle letter, yeah, that's what they're looking for. So I went to D and I saw it was 75, okay, just so in case they use that. All right, so we've got a little bit of other symbols they might use as well. So they say, if we say that, if we say the triangle is congruent, meaning exactly the same as the other triangle, they'll use these three lines, okay? So can you see here? They are saying that triangle ABC is congruent with triangle DEF. So this is just what you have to write. You don't have to write out the word congruent. You can just use those three lines, okay? So letters are usually written in matching order. So what that means is when they say matching order, can you see that A is A, B, C? So say A, if you look at A is the 75, and can you look at D? D is also the 75. You see what I mean? So, and then they've written the next one they wrote was B, which was the 85. So they wrote E because that was the 85 angle. Is that making sense? They're matching up the angle the same way. So if they wrote that way, they find the matching angle and write it the same way. Okay, if they're not congruent, you can see they do the three lines and they put a thing through it saying they're not congruent. So let's have a go look at some example questions. All right, two triangles can be tested for congruence by considering the following necessary conditions. So 3 pairs of corresponding sides are equal. So if the sides are all the same, so we're looking at this one here and we can see that side's the same, this side's the same, and that side's the same. So if 3 sides are the same, we could say they are congruent. So say, for example, I labelled these triangles up. I'll just call this one ABC and DEF, yeah? I could say that triangle ABC is congruent with triangle DEF. And if I have to give reason, all I'm going to say, I'm going to write SSS. Why? Because 3 sides are all the same length. I'm saying the sides are matching. Okay, Now, you can have another way you can prove that they are congruent, they are exactly the same, is where you see if I have two sides. So see, this side is the same length, and also are saying this side is the same length, and the angle in between them is given by the same dot, so they're saying that's the same as well. So if the angle between two sides that are exactly the same length is also the same, so just so we'll see an example later, we could say they were congruent. So I would say, and I'd use this as my explanation, like up here, we'd say S angle S. So we put the A in between the two S's, saying it's the scenario where we have two sides and the angle in between is the same. Okay, so that's another way we can prove they're congruent. And if we have two angles the same, so see here we have an X and an X and then the dot and the dot. If we have two angles the same and also the side length, a matching side length, we can say they're congruent as well. And the last one, if you have two sides that are the same, so down here we've got two sides that are the same, and if we have a right angle triangle, we can say two sides that are the same and a right angle triangle, we can say they're congruent, and we'll use this reasoning. All right, so let's go and do some practice. All right, write a congruent statement and the test to prove the congruence for these two triangles. All right, so what I'm having a look here is I see that this is 3 meters and I've got a 3 meters there as well. I have a 6 meter along there and also there's a 6 meters there. So two sides I know are the same. Now, can you see the angle in between those two sides are also the same? So I have now can say, write a statement that they are congruent. So I'm going to say triangle BAC is congruent with triangle EDF, yeah? And in the brackets over here, I'm going to say why, and it was because it was side angle side. All right? So remember, you've always got your reference book, so it's okay to have your page open on this, on the page before, and just like look, yeah? You look to see what reason it is and write it out. That's fine. You get your reference book in the test. All right, let's have a look at the one down here, the second one. Now, I've been given an angle, 40, 40, and then I also have a 75 and 75. So two angles are the same, and when that's the case, we're looking for a side length that is the same, which we have here, 7.2. Okay, so I can say they're congruent again. So I'm going to say triangle, the first one, ZXY is congruent with, now see how the Z has the 40, I'm looking for the 40 over here, so I'm going to say triangle U, now the X has the 75, so I'll put the S because it has the 75, and the T. That's what they were saying, we're trying to put it in matching order. You technically aren't wrong if you don't, but that's what they're doing. You could, but try to do it in this because the answers will be like this and you might make it easier to see, yeah? All right, so what's my reasoning for this? I'm going to say angle, angle, side, yeah? That was if I flick back. All right, write a congruent statement and the test. So the test is, just so you're clear, the tests are like when you write SSS, angle, angle, side, or side, angle, side, yeah? So they're the tests. And what else do we have? Right-hand side, yeah? All right, so let's have a look at these ones. So we have, I've got all three sides, aren't they? They're all matching, yes? So I'm going to write triangle. The first triangle, ABC, is congruent with triangle. Now what I want to do is A, if you have a look, A was between the 2 and the 3. So which one is in between the 2 and the 3 over here? D. So I'll put D first. C was in between 2 and 4. So which one's between 2 and 4? F. So I'll put F there. And the last one, so it will be E. So they're congruent because of side, side, side. Okay? The next one, I have 2 side lengths of a right angled triangle are the same. Yeah? So this is definitely, if you have a look, this is definitely the hypotenuse there, and it's also the hypotenuse there. So I'm happy to say they're the same. So I'm going to say triangle MNO is congruent with triangle. Now I'm going to match. The M is between 12 and 10. So between 12 and 10 is E for me on this side. Then N here has the 10 and the blank side. So the 10 and the blank side is F. And what's the last one? E, F, and G. And why is it congruent? Because it's a right-hand side triangle. Yeah? Okay. Okay, so with these ones, we're just going to be a little bit quicker, and I'll just try to find the reasons. Wait a minute. Okay, so up here, I'm going to go triangle ABC is congruent with, sorry, I've run out of room. Triangle, now I'm just looking for the same. A was between 6 and 4, so D. B was between 5 and 6, so D, congruent with triangle DEF. Sorry, might write down here. So triangle ABC was congruent with triangle DEF. Why? Because of side, side, side. Question B. All right, I got triangle ABC. Is it congruent? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with D E F. Why? Because it's side, angle, side. Yeah, see the matching angle. C is congruent. Is it congruent? Triangle A, B, C is congruent with triangle E, D, F. Why?
Angle, side.
Excellent. Angle, angle, side. Good work. And D, the last one, triangle ABC, congruent with D, E, F, because of its right hand and a side. All right. There was no, there've been no non-congruent yet. So hopefully we get one next. I'm gonna. All right. So we're having a look. Yes, this one, triangle ACB is congruent with DEF because of angle, angle, side. Now, is this these two, and this one is two. Triangle XYZ congruent with triangle TSU because of side, angle, side. All right, they didn't do any non-congruent. So if they don't match, all you have to do is just make sure you'll do your 3 lines. So if they don't match, and do that. Yeah? You don't have to give a statement why they're, like, you don't have to do one of the tests because it didn't work. Yeah? So you're not saying it is congruent. So if they're not, you'll just have the triangle is not congruent with the other one. Is that clear? Yeah.